So, hello, everybody. It is me, Demetra, Kaye, and I am sitting here with Donovan, the recovering Democrat Sadiq, also known as the Black Yule Brennan, with his black cat, T'Challa, who is like what we about to talk about today. We love to see it. Also should say that the purpose of the Demetra K show is to promote Black love, knowledge, and understanding of all things that go on in the Black community to make us a better people, because we are a great people, but we can always strive to do better. I should also say that we are not live. This is our podcast, but we will be back live today at 5 p.m. Central Time. And of course, we're going to talk about politics because there is a lot to cover, and we want to keep everybody abreast and make sure we're abreast of everything that's going on up until election day. I should also say at the top of this hour, we are going to talk about the turkey leg hut. I was like, what are we talking about? The turkey leg hut, which is a staple, I would say, in Houston. And there's been some more debauchery, if you will, to take place. We're also going to talk about my beloved Yasiin Bey, who y'all used to know as, I said like that was my man, right? Mos Def. And people saying that he's wearing a dress. We're going to uncover that. But also should say, before I give it to Donovan, that some very sad news has developed in regards to Donovan's beloved dog. And I'm going to let him tell you about her.
Yes, welcome to the podcast, you guys. Good to see you guys. Yesterday, Monday at 10:30 hours.
All right.
At 10:30 hours, my dog has passed away. She passed away in her sleep, most likely attributed to a stroke. She had 2 strokes, and she's gone on to glory. As we all know, all dogs go to heaven. So,
except for the one on 2 feet.
Right. So thank you guys for all the prayers and the thoughts and all that great stuff. Again, I'm a big advocate for those of you guys that do not have pet insurance. Please get pet insurance. I know it's a bill, it's going to cost you, but there's nothing worse than seeing that animal, cat, dog, or whatever you love so much in pain. And the dog or cat could probably be saved, but you don't have the finances. You don't have the finances, and the other option is to put the animal down. So please get the insurance. I know it's a bill, but hey, some of you guys buy two cups of Starbucks coffee. That's $10 a day. Some of you guys, your weekly weed habit, all this other stuff. I mean, whatever it is that you're doing is invaluable. It doesn't amount to the unconditional love these animals give us when they're with us. So again, please, if you don't have animal insurance, go get some kind of animal insurance, burial insurance. All of that is there. The same thing that people have, the animals have as well. And animal medical procedures are way more expensive. I would rather pay 20% of a bill than the whole 100. So think about that. Do us a favor. We got a banner at the bottom there, you guys. Please, if you guys want to donate, that is ways you can donate. Also, do not forget to download and become a member of the African Diaspora News Channel. You can download and become a member by the Apple Store and Google Play. A lot of stuff happening in politics, a lot of stuff going on at the turkey leg head. There's a lot of craziness going on in Houston, and we want to just see what it is. So let's talk about it.
Yes, indeed. So we are going to definitely miss Miss Bell, but we also always going to remember her, as Donovan affectionately refers to her as the Wonder Pup. Yes, indeed. So anyway, let's get into it. Okay. Now, I'm sure you guys have all heard about the Turkey Leg Hut. It is a staple. I don't know if it's going to continue to be that, but restaurant in Houston. And they have these signature turkey legs. The Hennessy, I guess, glazed turkey leg is one of their most famous one. And they would stuff them with mac and cheese and lobster and just a whole bunch of stuff. Now, I personally have been there 3 times because anytime somebody comes to visit, they want to go to the turkey leg hut. I want to see what it's about. So I have, taken them to the turkey leg hut and got the turkey leg. I've always said it was overrated, overpriced, very salty to me. But then, that's just my opinion. And I did have one opportunity to actually sit in the restaurant with my brother Walter. He came and he wanted to check it out. The music is nice, but it's loud as hell. It's like, huh? What? And so they had a nice ambiance. I would say the wait staff was really nice and things like that. Again, you're going to pay a hefty price tag for it. Now, anytime that you've ever gone to the restaurant, You would see they have these nice high-end cars out there with the turkey leg symbol wrapped around the car. I guess that's the term you when you wrap a car that looks like it's painted and all that. And they have a lot going on, I should say. Now, from what I understood, heard that they made upwards of like $1 million plus a month at this restaurant. That's how lucrative it was. I was also on the news not too long ago, a couple years ago, because the residents around the area were complaining of the smoke. It's too smoky. It was like they're smoking turkey legs, right? And normally that was from the gentrifiers, if you will, because I think it's in the third ward. I think it is. Don't quote me. So that's typically our neighborhood. But then when the folks move in, it's too smoky. So they were trying to get it shut down. Nevertheless, they didn't get that going on. But they're in the news because it has been discovered that half of the staff have been fired, and they learned of being fired via email, including the husband, Lynn. He was fired too. Now, I'm going to read y'all some incidentals, if you will, in regards to the turkey leg hunt. I'm going to read y'all the email as well, and then Donovan and I are going to get into a conversation about it. Okay. So it says that the husband, Lynn, is not technically an owner. His name is not on anything. Let's see, due to his past, has felony issues. So it says also not an investor. Sounds like he was spending some money up in there. Now Lynn, again, the husband, was fired from Turkey Leg Hut last night. Says I started at the Turkey Leg Hut with his wife, Naki, is that her name, or something like that, in 2015. So they started the restaurant in 2015. And it says half of the staff was fired as well through an email. Some of the employees have not been paid in a month. Now, I'm going to tell y'all right now off the rip, if I didn't get my first paycheck, I'm going to be like, y'all call me back when y'all get it together and when you pay me what you owe me, right? But a month has gone by. Now, mind you, if you know anything about the Turkey Leg Hut, it's always popping, right? Sometimes you pass by and the line is around the corner. So I guess maybe if you work, you're like, okay, I'm going to get my money. But yeah, it's been a month. And so it says a man by the name of Steven Rogers. He's the owner of the 15 bar. He was also a part owner of the Turkey Leg Hut. Said the Turkey Leg Hut is behind in paying Rogers $600,000. They also have a food bill. Now, this was on the news not too long ago as well, of $1.3 million for shipped food invoices. Now, at the time, Turkey Leg Hut was like, well, we paid all of that. But the invoice, the food shipper or whatever it was, says, nah, you haven't. And it says $50,000 on past due rent on 3 rental properties. Also, Turkey Leg Hut is refusing to acknowledge the money owed to U.S. Foods. That's who it is. Said they were unaware. So they're saying Turkey Leg is like, oh, we didn't know we owed it. It's like $1.3 million is a lot of money not to know you owe. But my other thing, too, is with the food companies, like, why y'all let them amass that kind of debt before saying something? So anyway, the email went like this. Now, again, to be fired over email is just effed up,
It's better than a text message.
Right, So this is what it said. I'm going to read it fast. It says, I hope this message finds you all well amidst these challenging times. It is with a heavy heart. I hate when people be saying that because it ain't no heavy heart. That I write to you today, and this is from the wife. Write to you today, not just as the owner of our beloved establishment, but as someone who has deeply valued the dedication and hard work you've brought to our team. The past month has been a period of significant reflection and tough decision for our company. As I mentioned in our meeting, my personal journey has undergone considerable changes, including a divorce that in more ways than one has impacted not just my life, but the operational stability of our business. And now the allegations was that the husband was cheating pretty bad on her up in the restaurant with, some of the women that was coming in and out of there, the staff, and everybody you can think of. That's the allegations, okay? Now, it says this combined with the economic challenges we face has led us to reevaluate our current structure and strategy after much deliberation and in consultation with new management consultants. So you hired new management? Okay, but let me get on call. We've uncovered discrepancies and issues that necessitate immediate and substantial change. It is with a somber understanding of the situation's gravity that we made the difficult decision to reduce our workforce, and it is with regret that I must inform you that your position is one of those affected by this reduction. Please understand that this decision was not made lightly. It reflects the harsh realities we face, not the value or impact of your work. Your contributions have been invaluable for many of you. Let's see here. Let me see. For many of you, I am more because I cut it off, so I lost my place. Okay, so let me just go back to where I was. To those affected, please understand this layoff does not reflect on your dedication or performance. I want to be clear: we are not closing our doors. Instead, we are strategically reducing our staff size and overhead to navigate current challenges. It is our sincere hope as we work towards stabilizing our growth to invite you back to join us. You ain't paid me, okay? And it says our plan is to rebuild stronger than before with new management and our sharpened focus, aiming to for a revival for late summer or early fall. We are committed to the future of our business and eagerly anticipate the opportunity to welcome you back. Should you be open to rejoining us at the time, your role in this journey remains valued, and we look forward to potentially sharing a prosperous future together. Lastly, it says, I cannot express enough how difficult this decision has been and how much I regret the personal and professional upheaval it causes. I am sincerely sorry for the impact this will have on you and your families. Our team is not just a workforce, it's a community. It pains me to lose any member of this community, even temporarily. Thank you for your understanding, patience, and contribution to our journey. So, with all that I read to you, Donovan, I have a better question for you. And your synopsis, but is this a trend? I should say, if y'all don't know, Turkey Leg Hunt is a black-owned business. Okay, now take it away.
Well, my first question for you is that the wife sending the letter, or is that them jointly sending the letter?
No, he got the email too.
Okay, so
So he's
it's
been let
basically
go.
okay, so it's basically the wife. Okay, I noticed that when you started, and I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but this is what I picked up out of it. As she's going out the door, wherever they're downsizing, whatever they're doing, she references the husband basically as broke, dusty, criminal. What does that have to do with the business? Why is that brought up? You know what I mean? In general, what you said in the thing. Now let's do our math. If they're bringing in up $1 million a month, average, from what we speculate, you have $600,000 owed. That means you have over $400,000 still net, right? Am I correct? You owed $50,000 in properties and stuff like that. So that would still be $350,000 that is still in the kitty to pay your bills, whatever other bills you have. And from what you listed, after everything that has been paid, she would still have at least $200,000 in profit.
And that's just a month. From
right.
that month, yeah.
Right. So again, it just, ladies and gentlemen, when I know a lot of people just want to go with the sound bites, but you got to dig a little deeper and sometimes listen a little closer because, like I said, I'm educated man, but I'm not that educated. I mean, $1 million minus. Wait a minute, what's going on here? There's a little something going on with the books here. So in relation to your question, is this a trend? I would say it's not a trend. It's factual things that go on in the Black community because what do I say, Demetra? Not everybody is business savvy. I'm not business savvy. I'm more of an investor type person. You got to know who you are. When we go out here and we tell people, oh, open your own business, girl, open your own business. You got people opening businesses that don't understand the ramifications of what they're doing, and they end up digging themselves in deeper holes. They're not paying the taxes. They're not doing the certifications. And all you just a great example, the pink sauce lady. That is a great example of ignorance at its finest. FDA, I don't sell pharmaceutical products. Remember she said that? It's just like, oh my God. And then another company comes in who knows what they're doing, and she crams the business down the street. It's just the ignorance. And in the Black community, and Demetra, everybody out there that know me, you guys know I'm a realist. Let's just be real. Let's just be real. We have a lot of people that have a lot of great ideas. You have a Black community. We have a lot of great athletes. A lot of our wealth comes out of the great athletes and, our street pharmacists out there. That's where we get
I can't stand you.
That's where we get a lot of the wealth in the hood, right? So, let's just be real about it. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying is, I'm not saying we're dumb people, because to run numbers, if you're into that, you got to be smart. You got to know how to run those numbers in your head and do all that like that. So I never take anything away from the dope boys and the dope girls that are into that game. You got to be smart to be in that game. But let's be real about this. In our society, when people are getting divorced, it is about hiding assets and downsizing to make it seem like you don't have what it is. There is a person, and this is public record, so I'm going to put it out there. I was involved in a case with this Dr. Denise Fleming, and she's all this and she's all that, and she's at, I'm from Chicago, and da 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 da, and you're not, the typical black woman that thinks acidity, right? She sues me, she loses. Then I sue her for attorney fees, right? You guys, and I told Demetra about this when it was going down. This woman comes into court, dusty mop wig on, old librarian sweater. I mean, we're all looking at her like, who the hell is this?
Right, because that ain't how she usually get down. She be buttoned up,
right. The Mercedes is parked in the VIP parking and all this
good
other stuff.
Wig on, having a good wig.
She came in with the Toyota Tercel. I'm not down anybody that has anything like that. The Corolla, with the hubcap missing. And this is what we do when we're going through little things like that. And by the way, I won that case as well. This woman ended up spending over, I'd say, almost $12,000 in fees that she owed me. Well, not me, my attorney. So she got that back. But it's just unfortunate that we have these great ideas in restaurants, and then infidelity, if that's the case, comes into it, allegedly comes into it, and then it just breaks up, because instead of franchising and maybe making another one and another one, they put all their eggs in this one basket. And I heard about the turkey leg hut and all that great stuff, and then the relationship doesn't work out over some punani, allegedly, or whatever's going on there, and it just implodes. And then what do we have in the Black community? What is the number one thing going around the nation with the democratically controlled areas? Walmart's pulling out, Target is pulling out, Starbucks is pulling out, everybody's pulling out. So now the restaurants are pulling out, even our own Black-owned restaurants are pulling out. I mean, it's just a sad day, and it's just, fellas, sometimes, and I want to put this in here. Sometimes you have a good thing, and then you ruin it because, you start feeling yourself. But Demetra, do I not say this? Guys that come out of jail get more punani than the law allows. From good women, and just taints them. But guess what, ladies? I don't care what you ladies say. These are the men that you guys complain about, that you guys want. Because I'm very sure there's a decent nerd guy out there like myself and other guys out there that would have stayed with you and been, treated you right and expanded that business and done what they needed to do. But like she said, I guess he's no part of the entity. He's not an owner or nothing, because he was fired too. But this is the man that you're giving yourself to. And I'm just convinced, you ladies, the Dusties, these are the men you guys want. It is what it is.
Yeah. I always say water seeks its own level, and so do people, and you're right. In her situation, I can't speak for all women, but in her situation, that's what she wanted. He's not a bad looking guy. She's not a bad looking woman either. You see them together, like, yeah, they go together, if that makes any sense, But I would say, along with making that kind of money, there's this lifestyle. You're not driving no Toyota Tercel, or whatever the case is. You driving the big body Bentley or the Mercedes, and you got the Louis bag that you got the wheel in on, and
the Range Rover.
Right. You living high up on a hog. And so, unfortunately, sometimes people don't, well, in business is what they call this. They commingle. They commingle by taking the business fund money to go to the Bahama fund money to get the red bottoms with the turkey leg money and all that other stuff. And so when I heard you talk about you were mentioning stuff like hard skills, like learning about business. And I agree with you. Everybody can't run a business, right? And the other part I heard that you didn't really say, because you were talking more about the technical stuff, is the soft stuff. How to treat people in business, like you said, man. What and this is a term they use all the time. Don't ish where you eat. So the dude, he running his little dang-a-lang, all his little turkey leg, all up and down up in the restaurant with the workers and the women that's coming up there. Because there was a time too when they kind of went viral because they had imposed a dress code saying women, you can't come in here with the see-through and all this going on. And so they blamed the wife, saying, oh, well, she's jealous because her husband is messing with him. Like, okay, that might be the case, but in theory, she's right. Don't come up in here with your titties showing, with your butt hanging out, or whatever the case is. Now, I would say in Houston, because I'm from Southern California, yeah, there's people who dress scantily, but in the South and I see a whole different level of it. It's like, did you mean to come outside in your panties? You in Walmart in your drawers. Now, they might not be drawers, but they look like that to me, you know? And it's like, did you wash them? Because, you know what I mean? So, and this is no shade to nobody. So I get her imposing that because I've been to, you know, quite a few places. I'm like, did your mama teach you to come outside like that? So they've had a lot of issues. And so on the soft skills side, it doesn't sound like they knew how to treat their employees, because you don't fire people on an email. You know, I think that's something you get together. Hey, here's your last check. It's not you, it's us, but we want to make sure. And even a lot of times when people fire you, you get like a what do you call it? Where people
severance pay.
Severance pay. Yeah, here's 6 months or 3 months, because we know it's all, you know.
Or here's a coupon for a couple of turkey leg dinners. You can get 3 of them for the month.
Would you like to buy some turkey legs, you know, some glory greens to take with you, you know, something. You don't just send them an email and it's like, wait a minute, sucker, you ain't even paid me in the last month, and you better hope I don't catch you outside. You know what I mean? And these hard times too, and you taking people, and then you hire new management, but you ain't paid the people you owe the money. So I hear soft skill issues. You like, with learning how to do the books, you got to learn how to treat people, because the people are the business, the people inside and the people outside, which is your customers. You got to learn how to treat them, because if you don't, we talked about this Sunday, Donovan, Sweetly Seasoned, another Texas business. For whatever reason, I don't know. So I said this is a trend. Who did not know how to treat people, and now people, the customers, are like, we don't want to go eat your food. You don't know how to treat people. So I would imagine the same thing's gonna be for Turkey Leg Hut. You re-strategize and all this other stuff. We ain't forgot you ain't paid them people, but you paid a new manager. I guarantee you, whoever's making the decisions there, you ain't pawning no Louis and Gucci and Uchi bags and all that to pay these people. So I don't know.
Well, let me ask you a question real quick. And I know you're not part of the business, but I'm just kind of wondering, how long has Turkey Leg been in existence in general?
Sounds like 2015.
Okay, why is it that in our community, the minute we start making money and we start getting notoriety, we go out and get things we can't afford? So I'll give you a good example. I'm a professional athlete. I just got drafted in the number 8 in the top 10, guaranteed contract, right? What's the first thing I do? I'm gonna go get a house for my mama. And mama don't want no just any old house. She want, you know, the 800,000, you know, because, you know, if you're in Atlanta back in the East, she wants that kind of house.
That's a monstrosity.
Right. Because 800,000 in California, you're going to get a shack, basically.
Right.
But, you know, back east, Houston, you can get a nice little spot. Atlanta, you can get a nice little spot for $800,000, right? So you get mama that, right? Because they give you the $2 million signing bonus. And then these young guys, they go out and then they go get their little jewelry with their little name on it, you know, $50,000 in jewelry. Because you always hear constantly these athletes owing these jewelers, right? Then they go get the car, the Ferrari and the Bentley and everything like that. Not thinking, what if I get injured? First year, the guy that played for the Lakers, I forgot his name. His very first game, Randall, his name is Julius Randall. The very first game, broke his leg. They could have cut him and said, okay, we're done, you know, nah, we're good, you know, whatever the deal is, right? But why is it in our community when instead of saying, you know what, I've got this restaurant, I know that restaurants, you're not going to turn a profit for so many years, whatever, right? Why is it that, you know, the minute we start making money, and, you know, we're probably in the black, you know, we're doing fairly good, you know, we're living a lifestyle that, you know, it's like, well, wait a minute, though, you still got this business that's kind of, You don't know what the economy is going to do. The pandemic hit. Oh my God, but what if you had reserves held up? What if you had the reserves? Like, okay, hey, we've got $3 million that we've saved in profit, that we've saved. We're living off the interest because, like I said, me and Demetra, let's say hypothetically, me and Demetra are married. Hey, sweetheart, we got $3 million in the bank. We're living off of this interest in case anything happens to the business, right? But us, no, we have nothing in the bank, and we're buying the Louis, we're going on the trips, we're taking pictures with the stars, and and you have this business that depends on capital. And I love my people because everybody depends on us to keep their businesses afloat. But when that pandemic hit, that affected everybody. Everybody's business got affected. Now here you are with this niche restaurant, and you don't have any reserves to pay your bills. These people should have had money 2015 till now. That's 7 years. That's 9 years. 9 years. Where did the profit go? Where's the money line at? And I don't know what it is in our community, and maybe it's just me observing that, but I notice, especially some friends of mine, when they get a little money in their pocket, as soon as they make it, they spend it as fast as they make it. And then when the trouble comes, hey, Donovan, I need a little, if you think you could borrow me or whatever, it's just a sad commentary. And I'm not saying we're the only group, but in general, it seems that we can't hold on to things because we're immature. And I'm going to use that term. We're immature in how we approach adult situations.
Yeah, and when you said that, I heard my mama say that money just burning a hole in your pocket, and that just means some people, when they get the money, right? Yeah, when they get the money, it's like because they not used to having money, so it's like I don't know how to hold on to it, so I'm gonna go with the self gratification, the instant gratification. I'm gonna go get the this, that, and the other. So it's like you got all these, and you know what? We're gonna witness that right now in real time during income tax season. There's gonna be people getting checks. They're gonna get racks on top of racks, and they're gonna be all at the restaurants. They're gonna be all buying all this high-end stuff, and then come a month or so later, it's gonna be you think I can hold something? Hell to the no. Because when you was getting your taxes and you didn't ask me if I needed anything, or whatever.
Or what about those people that are behind in their rent right now and they still owe money from Christmas? What about those people?
They better get a good cardboard box some damn where, or act like they a migrant and tiptoe up in here. But also, I think about WWWBD. Now, WWJD was what would Jesus do? Well, this particular scenario is what would Warren Buffett do? Warren Buffett is among the wealthiest men in the world. And the last time I knew or checked, he was still driving his 2011 Cadillac, still living in his home.
I thought it was a station wagon.
Nah, it's a Cadillac, but he's still living in a home that he's had forever. It's a modest home. He still has it. And, he does things modestly. He don't go out and spend a whole bunch of money on how he looks. As far as I know, he was eating at McDonald's every day for lunch. He said quarter pounder fries and the Coke. That's what he ordered on a regular basis. Now, this man is a billionaire.
Donald Trump does that too as well, doesn't he?
Yeah, but the premise is I don't need to be eating that Ruth Chris every day. I could. If I'm Warren Buffett, I could eat there every day, all day, and I would be all right. They said at one point in time, Warren Buffett imagine he has more now, so much money that he could give everybody in the planet some money. That's how much money he has, right? But he doesn't live like that. He ain't running around, with the high-end bags and shoes and trips and cars and all this other stuff. And because my thing is this. How many cars, Donovan, I ain't talking about you. How many cars can you drive at once? Now, I know you got a car that you've had forever, and you was like, okay, let me upgrade in case I want to, go do some snazzy. So you got,
Well, no, I got the second car because if I have friends that come into town or whatever, I want to just ride them comfortably. My other car's a little older car, the shocks. You feel the bumps, basically.
Yeah, right. That's my who riding around town car, just me, So I get it. But do you have some people who got cars on top of cars? Like, how many are you gonna drive? That's like me. I like clothes. I really do, but I don't buy clothes, the high-end stuff. And I also think, okay, well, I got a couple pair of black pants or whatever. I don't need a whole bunch. And me personally, like when I shop, I buy some signature pieces to where you say, oh, okay, I saw her in that before. But I like to wear, black is my favorite color. So I'll buy clothes that are on the darker side so I can interchange them instead of having to feel like I need to go buy new stuff. But what would Warren Buffett do? Warren Buffett wouldn't be out there spending all his money on his body. But see, that's the other thing too, Donovan. We as black people, and this is some I would think that's really prevalent with us. I know everybody else buys high-end stuff, but we wear our wealth. We wear our wealth. Why in the F word? I really wanted to say it, but I'm a lady. Why in the F word are we walking around with $3,000? Huh?
In the hood. Go ahead.
Yeah, $3,000 worth of stuff on our body at once. Why are we doing that? That, you know what I'm saying? So
in the hood.
Right, right, like you said, and Walter said this years ago. He says, I never for the life of me understand a person who will pull up a Mercedes or a BMW in an apartment building. Something like that you would think would be in your garage where you could protect it, but your car note is almost back then, just as much as your rent. It's nonsensical. And Walter, who was a finance guy, I asked him about a pair of red bottoms one day. You guys know what those are? Those are the Christian Louboutin, the red bottom shoes. On average, you'll probably pay about $1,000 for those shoes. And so we were having the conversation. He says, if the shoe is $600, you need to be making $600,000 a year. That to even justify doing it. But you got people working at Amazon and walking around with red bottoms on their day off.
Well, let's just break it down. Show me a billionaire that you've seen walking around flaunting their wealth. Mark Zuckerberg. I mean, all of them. You see them, they look like average people you would see, wouldn't see on the street. And then if you see them at a gala, yeah, they've got their traditional suit on, like they're supposed to have, like anybody else is supposed to have when you go to meetings like that. But a good example would be like this. Now, Demetra, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but when you see me, and I'm not like super rich or nothing like that, but when you see me, I'm just an average, whatever. But yeah, I got a few suits I could clean up and do my thing when I need to do it. I mean, unfortunately, I don't really go to a lot of places, but when I do need to do it, I can do it, right? And again, I just don't understand, even in Africa. See, and it kind of kills me because I have a lot of pro-black friends. You guys see the EFF back there. A lot of pro-black friends, right? But like you said, they can tell me about Louis Vuitton, this. I got some African friends too. That mindset, even the Africans think that the white man's ice is colder than their own. Where is the African affluent with all those resources in Africa? All those resources, everything is, if any value, is found in Africa. Diamonds, gold, cobalt, you name it. It's right there in Africa. Why isn't there a high-end African black item? How come we don't have that? But you got Tommy Hilfigers, you got this, you've got that, you've got all these other things. And we always give our wealth to them. And we don't have that, we used to have FUBU and, the dumb, I mean, it was nice, but we didn't support it. You know what I mean? It's like, why? Where's the high-end black stuff that we should be supporting?
Yeah, and there is some, I agree with you. But like you said, unfortunately, we don't support it. And so a lot of times it tends to be on the high side.
Yeah, and it's a trend. Sometimes it's just a trend that goes through.
So, because I'm not a high-end, I don't like to buy high-end stuff because I just don't see the need of spending a whole bunch of money on a purse. I'm the type of person, I'm going to get something that's sensible. I'm not going to have, the purse ain't going to be worth more than I got in my bank account. It's just not, because I don't care about people that much to where they can say, oh, she got on some red bottoms. First of all, I'm on one today. Christian ain't paid me no money to be advertising his shoes or Louis Vuitton. You gonna write me a check to be advertising for you? I don't think so. Because to me, and no shade to nobody, you like what you like, But when I see people who are always making it a point to show off name brand stuff, I think you fool. Because none of those designers are paying you to do that, But
it's like the tattoos. I'm seeing people with the Nikes up here and then their arms. I'm like, how insane. You're giving these people free advertising and your body's being marked up.
We got the car inside of the car with Louis Vuitton interior and all that other stuff. See, They say a fool and his money will soon part. You know what I mean? You walking around here with a high-end purse, but talking about, can you help me pay my light bill? I'll be like, I help you drive you to the pawn shop where you can pawn that bag and get some money for it. But I'm
And
not
don't get me
gonna
wrong.
give it to you.
And don't get me wrong. If you want us to pay your thing, why are you getting upset because I want some sex? See, that's what I don't understand. That's what I don't understand. You have this high-end purse that you don't want to part with, but you're asking me to pay your rent. But then when I ask you, okay, well, it's a transactional thing here. Let me have some sex. You get offended. Shouldn't I be
Yeah.
offended that you even asked me to pay your rent?
Well, the old women back in the day, they knew, hey, if I'm asking old Buster for some, come on over. Come on over. I'm gonna make you a little something. What you like? You like the fried chicken with the? I got you, boo. Come on over. They was said without being said, because Buster was gonna keep her, her lights on or whatever the case is, and that's why I try to make sure God bless the child as got his own. So I don't need to reach out to Buster. You know what I mean? But yeah, you walking around with all that wealth on you, just taking it back to the turkey leg hut. I know they was doing all of that, and you paying for women outside of your marriage and all that. That's costly, because anytime you got, man, this is my thing too. You wasn't no investor. Your name ain't on a damn building. Obviously, your wife, that was a strategic move because you're a felon or whatever. Maybe you couldn't do it, but your wife trusted you enough, and you blowing money on the hoes. I never understand that. Like, you gonna implode your kingdom, your legacy for some stanky punani.
And then speaking from a business aspect, talking to Walter, Demetra, you and I have a business. Okay, yes, we've got these profits, right? We don't want to touch it, right? Like Walter would say, well, where's their stocks? They should have invested in other things to live off the interest to get that money flowing into the
Nah,
account.
because I want you to see I got it like that. I want you to see me with the high end, everything, the cars, the clothes. I want you to see I got it like that. It's like, but now this is almost indicative of the emperor's new clothes. Now you are really exposed for who you are. If you're thinking about the emperor's new clothes, he was walking around with this robe that was made for him, right? But it's invisible, and he's walking around the town, and everybody can see his little turkey leg, and he's thinking that he can't be seen. But everybody's like, "Yo, the emperor's walking around here naked," and he's like, "No, I'm not. I had this robe made for me." But it really was, for me, what I took away from the story is exposure. You are exposed. Everybody sees what you got going on, and we really shouldn't see that. But because they were running around with the high end this, wanting everybody to know I got it like that, now you're exposed, because we see y'all that can't pay your bills. You don't have your financial house in order. And in the process, people are getting hurt because the emperor's new clothes ain't really clothes.
And real quick, and this relates to the turkey leg head. When we talk about reparations, you're always going to have those people that say, well, 90% of that's going to be spent and black people are going to be poor. Here's my answer to that when somebody says that. Well, then you should be smart enough to know I'm going to form a business to get some of that money that these people are going to spend, right? I mean, am I wrong to think, I'm not even a business person. Yes, I know these people are going to spend all of this reparation money that they're going to get, but I'm going to be smart enough to start a business and get some of the money that they're going to spend where I don't have to spend my reparations check. I'm going to take it from them.
Right. Yeah. I mean, everybody ain't gonna trick it off, but just in closing this particular segment, I wish the turkey leg hut success. Sad that anybody is going through that, but at the end of the day, God, I believe in God. I don't go to church, but I do believe in God. But I do believe what you do on others will come back to you. And if you talk about starting a successful business, how you gonna start and revamp and re-strategize when you owe people money? Pay what you owe. That's not how it works. Life does not work that way. Life don't work to where you screw people over. Well, I'm just going, the gate that I screwed you over, but I'm going to go on and live a good life. No, you're not. You might live a good life right now, but trust and believe, boo-boo, it's going to catch up to you. You might be in you think you having the best time of your life, and wham, it comes all crashing down because you didn't make it right. What you did, the path of destruction that you left behind you, you didn't go clean it up. You didn't go make it right. And you built your house or whatever it is you're doing on a foundation of this effery that you didn't see fit to fix. So pay those people their money and talking about you to pay some more money for new management. To me, I'd have gave it to you for half price. Pay them people with your own, okay? Knock off the dumb stuff. Like you said, Donovan, lady, if you got a vision, stop marrying knuckleheads. Stop marrying knuckleheads. And then, I mean, man, it sounds like he had a history of cheating on you and in the damn restaurant. See, that should have been he should have got his check and his turkey leg. You got to go. You know what I mean? But she continued to let him work there and implode her business. So
the definition of that so-called dusty, ladies, this is what we call homosexuals. Homosexuals. These are guys that have coming out of the pen. They ain't got a dime, nothing going for him. Yeah, he cute. He got a little swag, whatever. But all he has is sexual.
And let me ask you this too, Donovan, because you a man. Let's say pretend you was coming up out the penitentiary and you got with a good woman. She, you know, oh baby, we gonna make it. I got this. She a smart woman. She know her stuff. She resourceful. What would make you trick that off?
Absolutely nothing. Because at my age, if you're a smart person, man or woman, as bad as you are, everybody, oh, Mike Tyson, he can never be defeated. Oh my God, Mike Tyson, what happened? He got defeated. I don't care how bad this woman is, there's always going to be a younger, badder one to come behind her, right? My mom and my uncles and people that I respect would always tell me, the key is this, fellas. Where you're at, and I'm an average guy, you know, average height, whatever the deal is, but I'm going to try to get the baddest chick I can get, and settle with that. That's the key. And you got to, you know, be content with what you can get. The baddest I can get. That's it. And then she's doing all of this, and I'm coming out of the pen. Oh my God. I got a second chance to live a good life.
And was living a good life, and you tricking it off with dingbats. You know, women that don't even know how to boil hot dog water, let alone make a turkey leg. And that's who you think should help you implode your, where these broads at now? That's what I want to ask this dude. And I know it was a little bit more to it, but where are these women at now? Are they going to bring you into their restaurant, put you on there, and you can spend the money? Are they going to do any of that? They're going to be like, nah, sucker, it's over because you ain't got no shmoney.
Right. But where's the sisterhood? Where's the sisterhood? They see this woman got a, you know, husband, whatever. They have this great business, whatever. You know, it's almost like we go in and we implode each other's stuff, like the jealousy. But there is no sisterhood.
But Donovan will walk in that woman's business and bust your legs open to mess with her man. Where is the sisterhood? What woman that could call herself? This ain't even no black woman stuff. This a woman in general. What as I see, as a woman, I would think this gonna come back on me. I go into this. I know he a fool. Okay, he's a fool. But this woman ain't did nothing to me. I'm gonna go on her restaurant, her bathroom, because that's what they say. A lot of stuff. I'm gonna go in the bathroom and bend it over 1 time, 2, 3, 10 times for a married man that shared his restaurant with his wife. Where do they make people at?
Well, whatever happened to the fact that, like I said, I meet a lot of women. The minute they tell me they're married, nice meeting you.
In the conversation, what you talking to me for, sis? What are we doing here? Go home to your man. And Donovan, I've talked to you, and I know you've told these women, you don't want nothing with me. You got a man. Go work it out with him. No, our conversation is done. Because we know that comes back to you when you do stuff like that. And I'm one of those type of people too. I don't want nothing used. And especially no man. I'm good, thank you. You know. So anyway, we gonna go off into, and I should also say too, with the turkey leg, they had a copious amount of celebrities in there. It was like the staple, you know, all kind of people was in there, and they messed it up just over some snatch and bad business dealings. Another thing I was gonna say too, in business, like you said, Donovan, if you don't know what you're doing, hire somebody who does and step back. Step back. Let somebody who really knows what they're doing manage your business. That way you will make more money opposed to you fumbling and you don't know what you're doing, but you take your ass to high-end shop every weekend. You know how to do that, but you don't know how to hire somebody to say, I got it.
wasn't there? And I know we got to transition, but real quick, wasn't there an episode of I Love Lucy where Ricky hired a financial manager? And remember, she tried to scam to get the money and stuff. She like did something else and kind of went around it, and it was just crazy. But so it's, again, it's not just a Black community thing. I think everybody in the modern age, they're doing it because it's like, oh, Demetra, let it be said on the 6th of February, today, social media is a problem for women. It has ruined a lot of women's common sense because you're seeing things, like you said, the internet is not real. These women are not living these lives. What's that girl that
either?
Right. What's that woman that just went, British Williams, whatever, and just went to prison?
Does he finally caught up to her?
Yeah. You know what I mean? Social media has ruined women. I mean, it's just, it really has. Delusional. So just keep that in mind. What you see on the internet is not true.
No, definitely not. All right, so let's get into the next segment here. I want y'all to know, y'all better tread very lightly when it comes to Mr. Yasiin Bey, also used to be known as Mos Def. Okay. Mos Def.
Tread lightly, please. Wait, I'm gonna give it. Tread lightly, please, because Demetra loves this man. Is he before L or after L? Or the same level. Level.
No, Mos Def is probably on a higher level, because he's just an awesome human being. And L is too, but L like to dabble a little bit of drugs every once in a while. And I can't be with a man that's doing drugs because they make bad decisions. Okay. So anyway, this is Yasiin Bey. Of course, you guys know him also as Mos Def. Mr. Dante Smith. He was Mos Def. He's also with the group Black Star. The other half is Talib Kweli. And Mos Def came out with his first solo album in 1999, Black on Both Sides, which I went to the 15th year anniversary of it. It was amazing. I had a front row, right there on the stage, and it was so awesome. Okay. But he changed his name to Yasiin. He says, because I felt like I was being treated more like a product as Mos Def than a person. So, and of course, he is of the Muslim faith and all of that. But anyway, as you guys can see in this photo, he, standing there. And I'll tell y'all, Mos Def is definitely a manly man. He's got children and things like that. Of course, Donovan, you remember when he moved to South Africa at one point in time, and he was like, and people said, why? He says, because, Yasiin is also an actor. I don't know if he's doing it anymore. He says, because every time I make $1 more, then I think he's got maybe 2 baby mamas. They take me back to court. I'm going back to court every time I get a new movie role. Oh, well, he made some more money. So he says the child support system in America is unjust. So I'm leaving. That's, why he left. So I don't know if he's back or what. But nevertheless, he posted this picture of himself on social media. And of course, people went wild, nuts, and banana. Oh, they got Mos Def. Oh, they got him. He wearing a dress now. And he's a feminist, the Hollywood agenda. And anybody knows anything about Mos Def, y'all seen that he is definitely not part of that scene, the Hollywood thing. To me, Yasiin is very woke, like in the true sense of the word, right? Of course, you listen to his music and you know what I'm saying. So anyway, a lot of people formed this narrative about him. He's gay, blah, blah, blah. And it's just that, the other. So he got wind of it. And he posts this. Any opinion about my personal style aside, this is not a woman's dress. He also says, what you see in the photo is a tunic made in Zanzibar. It is made from traditional Maasai fabric. The shape is modeled from a traditional style for men. Now, you probably see it more if he didn't have the jacket on. Of course, some people took exception to the boots, and he's got pants on underneath the boot. Now, I've seen a lot of men walk around in boots like that, including Kaye and all that kind of stuff. But, I'm mad about this. I don't get mad about a lot of stuff that I see on the internet, but I am mad about it to the point where I made a post because I said I never in a million years thought I'd live to see the day where the internet would bully Yasiin, Mos Def. I know him as Mos Def. I never thought I would see the day that would happen. He's one of the most prolific people in our lifetime, and he's being bullied. And I said, if you are bullying him, you are basically low vibrational, and argue with your mama and your daddy, not me. You know what I mean? But I want to have this conversation with you, Donovan. and ask you, like, what are we doing here? Is it just the nature of the internet now? Is it just the nature of people? Is it lack of common sense? Like, what is it? And what is your perception of this photo?
Well, number one, Christianity is very ignorant, and I'm going to say that as a Catholic, we are very ignorant in the Black community. Think about it. You had white slave masters that told you to get rid of your Islamic religion as slaves, took your identity from you, and they gave you a religion that is very contradictory. It's very contradictory. You could make a man a slave, but you think you're too good to be a slave? Very contradictory. And unfortunately, when you don't have knowledge of self, why do we not have knowledge of self? Because they stripped our of who we are from us. That, by definition, makes you ignorant. You have no knowledge of yourself. Now, I know who Mos Def is, and even if I didn't know who he was, if I wasn't an ignorant person, just based on the name that he goes by today, Yasiin, did I say that right?
Yeah, you said it right.
Yasiin, I would automatically assume this man is of a Middle Eastern faith somewhere, whatever the deal is. And I've been to the Middle East, Demetra, if you didn't know. I've been to the Middle East, and I've seen things in the Middle East. They don't dress like we do in the West. Their culture dresses totally different. So looking at this picture, knowing who this man is and what his faith is, that is not a dress. That is his traditional outfit based on his face and the culture that he has embraced. Now, isn't it funny that if I was Scottish and I'm wearing a kilt, nobody would say anything like that because, oh, that's disrespectful to that man's culture, whatever. If Sean Connery, a man's man, Sean Connery, the James Bond, when he came to the Golden Globes or whatever wearing his kilt, nobody said a word because they understood his culture. But in the Black community, and I'm sorry, Demetra, I know, my experience is a little bit different being raised overseas, whatever. I can see why other cultures look at the Black experience in America and look at us as ignorant people because we're not exposed to these different cultures and understanding these things. We are very ignorant in our culture because there is nowhere I would see that this man has, from this picture, I don't see any feminine traits. I don't see any eyelashes. I don't see any wigs. I don't see any makeup. I don't see any high heel boots. Those are manly boots. He's wearing almost like rocker pants to me. What do you call those leather pants? Whatever the deal is. You know what I mean? So me, and I don't know a lot, but I do know based on his name, whatever, that's his cultural garb. But we are very ignorant in the Black community. You want to know why? You want to hide something from a Black person, put it in a book. We don't read. Our children, especially our boys, read at a 6th grade level, but they can rap their asses off, and our little 2-3-year-old girls can recite Hepatitis Red lyrics at a party. But we're going to sit here and disrespect the man because of our ignorance, not knowing that this man is dressed in his cultural attire. Sad.
I couldn't have said it any better. I really couldn't have, and I'm going to remove this picture, y'all. So hopefully y'all seen it, enough of it. But yeah, I couldn't have said it any better. And, I was talking to my daughter about it. She says if most of us, a lot of us had not been snatched up from Africa, the men would be running around with what you would call in the Western world a dress, a caftan. I think that's how they call it, or a tunic or something. You'd be wearing, because that's what they wear in a lot of African countries, like you said, the Middle East and Ireland or Scotland or whatever, they wear the kilt. So it's not unusual, but it's like to frame this as this man, like you said, is walking around with eyelashes and nails and sausage and Tana. I think it's disingenuous and it's hateful. And I think I got mad about it because it's like all the stuff we could be talking about. Y'all gonna try to force gayness on this man. Yeah, this is what we're doing. And it's not a knowledge of self, a lack of it, definitely. And it's envy, it's hate. Because I wouldn't look at that and say, oh, well, no, he's gay. Because I had a man come on my post and say, I don't care what nobody say, he's gay. I said, is there something you want to tell us about you? You know what I mean? Because why would you draw homosexuality out of that picture? And, have you heard that saying, thou doth protest too much? Why are you protesting too much? There's something you're trying to hide from us, you know? So, but it's a Western ideology because it be the people who say they so woke. Oh, I'm woke. I know who I am. All that other stuff. But then you take the white Western ideology of, oh, if you're not a man, you're not wearing pants per se, and you wearing something that looks like a dress, you must be gay. But again, like you said, spend some time. If you can't travel, everybody ain't able. I get it. Read a book. Go on YouTube, whatever. See how other people live. But just to say, because this also framing Mos Def as, oh, he's part of the homosexual agenda now, speaks to how closed-minded people are. To your little, a portion of the world, and wherever you live, because people don't look like that or dress like that, then they must be this, that, and the other. It's like, get out sometimes. Open your mind to other things and ideologies, and you won't be ignorant. I agree with you. A lot of this is just out of ignorance. I usually don't respond to a lot of stuff like this, but I'm like, now we're going to bully, not we, I'm saying collectively, bully Mos Def because he's got on something that's clearly something out of his faith, like you said. It's crazy.
And then if you're going by that, whoever these people are that are trying to do that, speaking from a Western atmosphere, so I guess Kamala Harris, who wears pantsuits, she must be gay too, because women wear dresses, right? I mean, wouldn't that be the same analogy if you're looking at it that way?
Yeah, and it's ignorant, and like I said, I've grown, evolved to the point to where I don't really have a lot of ignorant conversations online with people. If I see something every now and again, I might chime in or whatever, but I rarely do this anymore. But today I felt like I needed to, because it's like, here, Donovan, you and I, we're very big on exercising logic, and unfortunately, I don't want to say it's just our people, but because we deal with our people mostly, there's a lack of logic. And I say this all the time, there's think tanks, there's corporations, politics. They know that we are an emotional people. So they play on our emotions. They throw these little things out there to keep us distracted and talking about it. So now we're going to bully Mos Def, and I kind of get it why maybe that narrative is also being spread, because he's very pro-Palestinian, and he's speaking out a lot about the genocide that's going on over there, and
he's very influential, right?
Yeah, and he speaks out about the travesty that goes on with Black people all the time. So I get it. He might not be that person, but I'm just not going to sit back and let people, and like I should say, what people are saying about this man is absolutely asinine.
Yeah, but looking at the picture, what about that picture was non-manical? I mean, I don't see. Okay, if that was Saucy, whatever his name is, Santana, whatever, he's got the makeup. What? Gay, blaming,
and all. Yeah,
blaming. But in this picture, he's just got his glasses. He's got his beard, got his head, shaved with the way he usually does. I don't see anything non-masculine about this picture. I don't.
And I think too, like I said, and I know some people ain't gonna like it. I think for a lot of people who are saying that he's gay or he looks gay or feminine or whatever, I think it's saying a lot about yourself. Because what about that picture makes you feel unnerved to the point where you're going to label somebody? Because I'm one of those people, if you ain't told me you were that, then you're not, because it ain't my business. Even if you are, you're not. If you have not made that plain to me or everybody else, I'm not going to go with that narrative. I hate when people do that. Did you hear them say that? Well, nah, but I could just tell. How can you tell unless you got some inside knowledge? Is something you want to tell us? How you know? You know what I mean? Now, of course, some people we look at and be like, mm-hmm. But again, it ain't for me to force that on them. And I say this, and I've said this before. I don't know a lot of gay people, but the ones that I do know, and the ones that I have known, are by far the most sincere, coolest people I've ever spent any amount of time with. And I say that because they don't have really much to hide. They are going to be themselves unapologetically. They are just them. And I'm one of those type of people. I like to be around people who are just able to be them, whatever it is. And so while I don't agree with it, that lifestyle, it's not for me to accept it, but I'm going to accept them because they're people. Does it make any sense? I'm not ever going to be one of those ones to jump on those soapbox. oh, well, you're going to hell. You're going, because people tell me I'm going to hell all the time too. And I'm like, well, did you go? Or then when you get there, send me a postcard or something and let me know how it is. But you can't send me to hell. You know what I mean? But I always wonder when I see people label people like that, is it something you want to tell us? I won't judge you.
But again, the ignorance in the Black community, and it's getting worse. Ever since, to me, if you look at stuff, and again, I'm not downing people. Well, I don't down people who choose to use marijuana, but it's not the same kind of marijuana that Bob Marley was smoking on or whatever. It seems to me this is doing more damage to our community. And Christians, if you don't know about other religions, and I'll tell you, the Catholic religion, they don't advertise us to learn other people's religions. They don't want you to learn other people's religion. They want you to stay in your mindset. They want you to stay Catholic, right? Christians are the same way. Oh, just listen to me. I'm the pastor, and keep the money coming and the church fund and all that other stuff. They don't want you to learn other things, right? But when you learn other cultures, you learn to respect them. Number one, Judaism. For those of you guys that don't know, that's Jews, Judaism. You got to understand that, and you don't have to understand it, but you should understand it to understand what's going on in Palestine and the differences of how that is all taking place. But we don't. We just go with the soundbite, and like I said, the master has taught us well. Attack, Negro. Attack. Protect, master. And that's what we do. Like I said, if I saw a Hispanic, okay, and I'm hearing a mariachi band, what automatically comes to my mind, because I have knowledge of it, is, oh, that's a mariachi band, and they're probably doing a quinceañera or some kind of party over there, because I know a little bit about what I'm expecting. But I see a person in a traditional dress in America, oh, he's gay. That's just totally ridiculous. Like I said, and the ignorance in the Black community, I'm going to say it. This is me, not Demetra. I'm going to say it. Black people, especially the ones from the hood, are very ignorant. Very ignorant. And how do I know that? They're living in a violent environment, and they do nothing to get out of it. And I'm going to say it. You're living in a violent environment, trash, this, that, and don't even realize the very kids that you're raising throwing trash out on the streets, doing it. We're very ignorant. We don't go to city council. We don't take part in anything. That's, to me, the definition of an ignorant person. You're living in a community you know nothing about. Ignorant.
Yeah, and I will say it now. I know everybody from the hood ain't ignorant. Some smart people. There's a lot of things going on in our community that would change if we, like Donovan said, have knowledge of self. You start with knowledge of self, then everything else is going to be easy. But you run around in ignorance and espousing your ignorance on other people, and it's just that's why I stay in a house. I don't really be going outside all like that. I don't, because I like people, but then I don't. As Charleston White said, I don't try to quote him often. He says, "I'm not looking for my people. I'm looking for my kind." The people who think like me, and we can vibe on the same page with things. That's who I like to hang out with. But other than that, I stay in the house and I stay to myself. So anyway, we're going to be back at 5:00 p.m. Central Time. We're going to get into a little bit of politics. I think we might talk about Trump. It sounds like the federal court somewhere said that he is not free of prosecution for his role in the insurrection on January 6th, 2021. So we're going to get into that and some other things that have popped off, politically speaking. So Donovan, what say you before we leave?
Yes, and also that overwhelming victory in South Carolina that President Biden did. Woohoo! We told you, Negroes. Biden is our man. 97%. He won overwhelmingly. But if you listen to Phil Scott, Demetra, Kaye, there's videos going to come out and they're going to break it down. Only 4% of the electorate came out to vote. Now, 97% of 4%, yeah, that's a great job. But what is that telling you? Black people are staying home. And if this was the general election, and I know we're going to do it in the next segment later on, if this was the general election, he would lose. He's going to lose.
And it's only February. And it's only February, so stay tuned. So anyway, we'll be back, you guys. So y'all hang tight and see you then. Peace.